On the 7th of August 2014, a social media producer, Cody Barberry, allegedly called the well-known WWE star Alberto Del Rio a busboy while backstage. This was intended to be used in a derogatory way, given that Alberto Del Rio is of Mexican descent. This sent Del Rio into a rage, leading him to strike the worker across the face. The force was so powerful that it knocked the producer to the ground and caused a massive scene. Del Rio would quickly deal with the repercussions of his actions and was fired for unprofessional conduct after the worker threatened to sue the company for his actions. Who is Alberto Del Rio, you say? He is an ex-professional WWE wrestler with 4 world championships under his belt. He has won the Royal Rumble and Money in the Bank matches during his run at the WWE. He was an amateur wrestler and won 9 out of 15 fights as an MMA fighter. He was on his way to having a promising career at WWE after he defeated John Cena to become the United States champion at Hell in a Cell in 2015. Sadly, the talent he displayed in the ring did not translate over to winning the hearts of the WWE fandom. When it came to his character and gimmick, this made it hard for him to capitalize and become main event worthy, like John Cena in wrestling. How did the WWE respond? Management quickly released Alberto Del Rio in response to the backstage fallout with the social media manager and was let go for unprofessional conduct. Many people found this to be hypocritical in light of the words uttered by the social media manager. If Cody Barberry used derogatory words to provoke him, he too should be suspended indefinitely. However, many noted that WWE have let worse remarks slide, like the infamous controversial segment between Triple H and Booker T back in 2003. It may not be surprising that when following the events, WWE posted on their Twitter page @Viva Del Rio is responsible for his own actions. If you're angry at anyone, be angry at Alberto. There's no excuse for a pro athlete not to conduct themselves in a professional manner. Triple H reposted the tweet as if to say Alberto Del Rio was the only one to conduct themselves in an unprofessional manner. If this comment was made, such behavior would not be acceptable from low-level employees, so it should not be okay coming from someone in a higher position like a social media manager. Cody Barberry decided to leave the company in 2014, which was seemingly unrelated to the incident between him and Alberto Del Rio. The fallout that ensued from the altercation backstage between Alberto and the social media manager Cody was unsettling for many. Many fans found it wrong that Alberto Del Rio was fired from his job, yet the individual who hurled slurs remained at the company. People wanted to see the social media manager fired for his comments, as it was only fair. Despite this, Alberto Del Rio returned a year later and left shortly thereafter, permanently on his own accord. It did not help that later controversies had circulated about the WWE star about issues between Del Rio and his then fiancée Paige, who was another beloved wrestler. This made it seemingly more unlikely for Del Rio to dig himself out of a hole of controversies surrounding him. Fortunately, the case against him was dismissed a few days before the court date arrived. So, when it comes down to it, how should Alberto Del Rio have responded? Dave Meltzer, a journalist who covers the Wrestling Observer's show on the YouTube channel F4W Online, voiced that maybe if Del Rio went to human resources, he would have had a better chance of getting Barberry properly punished. One can argue that Del Rio should have never physically hit someone, therefore he got what was coming to him. On the other hand, the same level of intolerance should be dealt in response to derogatory comments towards others. In the moment, rightfully so, Del Rio was emotional, but this led him to react without thinking. Given how quickly WWE let Alberto go while the social media manager kept his job, one can argue that Del Rio was never going to get the response he was looking for, even if he went about the issue the right way. Where is Alberto Del Rio now? Alberto Del Rio has reportedly been booked and busy doing business with big corporations like UFC as a commentator. He is currently doing well for himself and continues to emphasize that he wants to live his life drama-free, considering his past, and wants to avoid any type of trouble. This is perfectly understandable given his history with the WWE, as controversy surrounded him could have messed up his bag. Ironically, he does continue to comment on the past he claims he does not want affecting his life today. For instance, he threatened to expose Saraya, previously known as Paige, to the truth of their tumultuous relationship if she ever speaks about it or accuses him of anything. In doing so, he claims to have protected Paige during their time at WWE, contrary to what people think of him. More recently, he very sadly lost the mother of his 3 kids, Angela Volke, which he announced on Twitter in May 2022 due to health issues. Does Alberto Del Rio have a chance of returning to the WWE? The history between himself and the company makes the chances of Del Rio returning to WWE very slim. Del Rio has said on multiple occasions that he feels he has unfinished business with WWE and would much like to return. However, no public announcement or acknowledgement has been made by the company expressing that the former superstar will be back or is welcome. When Paige was still at WWE, there were allegedly concerns that the company did not want to make her uncomfortable by having Del Rio around. Although there have been rumblings that Alberto Del Rio will take part in the 2023 Royal Rumble as a surprise. But it would be a stretch to say this return would lead to a long-term contract with the company as a result. Likewise, Del Rio has not heard anything from WWE since Vince McMahon retired from the company in July of 2022, making it more unlikely he will be back. But hey, it isn't a no either. Thanks for tuning in to today's episode into the events and lives of celebrities. Don't forget to subscribe and click the button here for more videos like this one. I'll see you in our next video.